Okay, in this video I'm going to show you the King of Card tricks, and first I will perform it and then I will explain how it's done. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle through the cards until we find an indicator card. In this case we're going to use the Ace of Spades. We're going to leave that face up and put the rest of the cards on top. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle through and ask the spectator to say stop whenever they want. So I'm going to shuffle through, the spectator says stop, I stop here, and I say, okay, did you want the top card or the bottom card? They're going to say, well, I want the bottom card. So I said, okay, the bottom card is the 8 of clubs. We'll go ahead and put that down, we'll get that lost somewhere in the middle. I'll let the spectator cut it as many times as they want, doesn't matter. And then I'm going to take the cards, and I'm going to say, I need to put these into 2 even piles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split up the 52 cards. It's going to be 26. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 cards. I will put them down, and then I will start pulling off the top of each one. Now I did say that that ace was going to be the indicator card. That ace is going to point to the spectator's card. So here's the ace, this must be the spectator's card. But it wouldn't be the king of tricks if that's all it was. You see, the kings are paying attention. But we all know, what good is a king without his suited queen? Right? And that is the king of card tricks. Okay. Here's how to set it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out all the kings and all the queens, and then I'm going to match up the kings and the queens with their suited mates, like so. Then I'm going to decide which one I want on top and which ones I want on the bottom. So what I did for the demonstration is I put the blacks on the bottom and the reds on the top, and I'll explain what that means in a minute. The card you want first to show up is the one you want down on the bottom. So you could, if you wanted the queens to show up first, you'd set the queens down first and then the kings on top. But what I did is I set the kings down, then the queens. Now this is only on the black. So kings down, queens on top. Then what you're going to do is you're going to count out 22 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay? Then you're going to put the red cards on top, but this time you're going to reverse the order. You want the queen first and the king second, because we want the king to show up first. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but we're also going to need an indicator card. And what better card to use than the Ace of Spades? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that one out. I'm going to put the queens, again the queen first, then the king on top. And I'm going to put this ace on this first pile. This is going to be the bottom pile. And then I will hold this. You could do one of 2 things. You can either crimp the bottom of the card, you could mark the card, or what I did, I guess one of 3 things, is I used a pinky break and I just held it like so. Because it's a demonstration, it's a tutorial video, why not? I can get away with that. But if I was out performing the trick, I wouldn't do it that way. I would go ahead and shuffle it through. Sometimes I'll even look through and say, which card do I want? Oh, I know, the ace. That's the best card, let's use that. But it doesn't have to be the ace, you can use whatever. It doesn't. I just use the ace because it just seems right. So if you had a deck that you wanted to mark, you could mark it, put a little indicator on somewhere, usually on this lower left corner, because as you're thumbing through you can see it, and the lower left is going to be harder for the spectator to see. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to crimp up the, say, the lower right card. That way you can feel it as you go through, and you can either break it with your pinky there, or you can thumb through and then feel the riffles. If you kind of shuffle upward, you can say, there's my break, and then flip it over and there you go. But like I said, in my case, for the tutorial, I just used a pinky break. So, find my spot. So I would have the break, I would have the cards and I would go ahead and I would shuffle through, and I need to choose an indicator card, so I know this is going to be my ace. I flip that over, I leave that up, I put the rest of the cards on top. Then you're going to tell the spectator you're going to shuffle through the cards and ask them to stop wherever, and that's going to be where the chosen card is. The difference is you don't want to use the top half. You got to make sure they're in the lower half. So there's one of two things. You can either go really fast through the top half and then slow down at the second half, or just start halfway through and get past that halfway point. Now as you're flipping through, you can oftentimes see your ace in there, so you'll know if you see your ace, you're safe. Go ahead and there you go, stop right there, and you can give them the choice. It doesn't matter which one they pick. They can even go, oh, I want to go a couple cards down. Okay, couple cards down, there you go. That's going to be your indicator card. So what you do is you're going to take this top half, place that down. Their card, their chosen card, goes on top. In this case, the 6 of hearts goes on top. You take the rest of the cards, put them on top. Now they can cut it as many times as they want as long as they're complete cuts. Doesn't matter. So we're going to split this up into 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Like so. Then we split those up, and then we flip the cards until we get to the ace. Wherever that ace is, the opposite card should be their chosen card. Then you go, oh, okay, well that's not why this is the king of tricks, it's because the kings are watching. And, you know, if you're performing to women, they love it, but what good is a man without his rightful mate? Right? Or behind every good king is a good queen, or so on, whatever you want to use, whatever you need. But basically, they become suited in that order. This trick is great, it goes far, but does require a setup, so it's good that you do this trick first before you perform any of the others, because a lot of other tricks that don't need setups, it's easier to follow up with those. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel, and there will be many more to come. Thank you.